My name is Harold Bennett, and at 68, I thought I knew my place in the world. To my daughter, Rachel, I was Dad, the fixer of broken toys and leaky faucets. To my grandchildren, Emma and Noah, I was Grandpa Harry, the storyteller with a pocket full of peppermints. To my Chicago neighbors, I was the guy who shoveled sidewalks after snowstorms, always with a nod and a smile, no matter how heavy my heart. But last Father's Day, my world turned upside down, and I found a courage I didn't know I had. This is my story. It was a warm Sunday morning, June 19, 2025, when I pulled my rusty pickup into Rachel's driveway in Evanston. The sun glinted off the tidy lawn, and the maple tree I'd planted years ago cast dappled shade. I wore my best gray button-down, feeling a flicker of pride, and carried a wooden birdhouse I'd built for Rachel's backyard, sanded smooth and painted blue, plus a bundle of daisies for my son-in-law, Tom. Father's Day was my day, and I wanted it to feel special. "Grandpa Harry," shouted Emma, 8, her ponytail bouncing as she flung open the door. Her green eyes sparkled, just like Rachel's at that age. Noah, 5, trailed behind, clutching a toy airplane, hugging my legs. Their warmth eased the ache in my shoulders from hours at my workbench. For a moment, everything felt right. Rachel appeared, phone buzzing. "One SAC," she muttered, waving me in before heading to the kitchen. Tom nodded curtly. "Hey, Harold," he said, then vanished. Their coolness stung, but I brushed it off. They were busy. "Come in, Dad," Rachel called. "We've got a surprise." The word surprise lifted my spirits. In the living room, Emma and Noah bounced on the sofa, Tom scrolling his tablet. The coffee table held lemonade and store-bought muffins, no birdhouse or daisies. I set them down, feeling a pang. They're busy, I thought. "Sit, Grandpa." Emma tugged me down. Rachel handed me a blue envelope. "From all of us," she said, glancing at Tom. "Read it out loud." I opened it, expecting Emma's doodles or Noah's scribbles. The card had a striped border and "Happy Father's Day" in bold. Smiling, I read, "Roses are red, violets are blue," my voice caught. The words read, "You're a heavy load, we're done with you. No one needs you here, your time's long due. From your family, tired of you." Silence gripped the room. Tom chuckled, mocking. Rachel bit her lip, amused. Emma giggled, copying them. Noah stared, confused. "Did you see his face?" Tom laughed. "Harold, you should have seen yourself." "It's a joke, Dad," Rachel said, grinning. "Don't be serious." My hands shook, the card blurring through tears. "A joke?" I whispered. "Don't overreact," Rachel said, chuckling. "You always do." Tom picked up the card. "We're just saying, maybe consider senior living. Somewhere you'd fit." Senior living? My daughter wanted me gone, like an old tool. My vision blurred. Emma tugged my sleeve. "Grandpa, why sad?" Rachel pulled her away. "He's fine, sweetie. Just dramatic." I stood, knees wobbling, and grabbed my jacket. "I should go." "Okay, Dad," Rachel said, eyes on her phone. "Call you later." I drove home, the card's words echoing, "You're a heavy load." In my Chicago apartment, I sank into my recliner where I'd read Rachel's stories and let tears fall. But anger rose, then clarity. I wasn't a load. I'd carried them for years. It was time they knew Harold Bennett. I was 24 when Ellen, my wife, died of cancer in 1981, leaving me with 5-year-old Rachel. In our small Illinois town, I vowed she'd lack nothing. We moved to Chicago, where I worked as a carpenter, building cabinets until my hands were calloused. Every dollar went to Rachel: clothes, school trips, ballet. I'd come home exhausted, but her smile made it worth it. At 17, Rachel got into Northwestern University. I sold my father's pocket watch to cover tuition. "Dad, are you sure?" she asked. "Your future's everything," I said, hiding my tears. I worked nights at a warehouse, my back aching, but when Rachel graduated with a business degree, I beamed. "We did it, Dad," she said, hugging me. I thought that was my triumph. When she met Tom, a finance guy from Milwaukee, I was thrilled. I paid $12,000 for their wedding, emptying my savings. Their Evanston house? I gave $25,000 for the down payment. Harold, it's too much, Tom said, but I insisted. It's for your family, I said. When Emma and Noah arrived, I was their babysitter. I'd drive over at dawn, fix breakfast, take them to the park. I loved it, despite my stiff joints. Harold, you're a godsend, Rachel said. But the warmth faded. My advice about the kids' schedules got eye rolls. We've got this, Tom snapped. When Rachel lost her job in 2020, I sent $500 monthly. They never asked me to stop, even after she found work. I paid $2,000 for Emma's school, $2,500 for Noah's dental work. I thought I was helping, but I was their bank. Last year, I overheard Tom, Harold's always here. It's draining. I wish he'd back off. I stood frozen, holding cookies I'd baked. Then, they forgot to invite me to Noah's birthday, claiming it was small. Facebook showed Tom's parents there, laughing. When I had the flu, I called Rachel. Dad, we're slammed, she said. Can't you manage? My neighbor, Mr. Evans, brought soup, while Rachel didn't call. The Father's Day card was the final blow. In my recliner, I saw their ingratitude. I'd given $61,500, $25,000 for the house, $12,000 for the wedding, $12,000 in monthly payments, $2,000 for school, $2,500 for dental, plus more. Yet, they called me a load. Monday morning, I woke with resolve. I opened my lockbox, bank statements, photos, and a secret. My mother left me a rental condo in Naperville, earning $1,200 monthly, saved for Rachel's future. My uncle's stocks and bonds? $180,000. They thought I lived off my pension. They didn't know I had $240,000. I called my bank. Cancel transfers to my daughter. Close our joint account. The manager hesitated. Mr. Bennett, sure? Yes, I said firmly. I called my lawyer, Mr. Sullivan. Change my will. My savings went to a veterans charity, with a trust for Emma and Noah at 25 if they stayed close. Rachel and Tom got nothing. I called a real estate agent. Sell the condo. I'm moving to Savannah. Savannah's historic charm and river breeze called to me years ago. The condo could fetch $450,000. With my savings, I'd start anew. Tuesday, I wrote letters on heavy paper. To Rachel. Dear Rachel, I'm heading to Savannah. I've sold the Naperville condo and stopped all support. The $500 monthly, the joint account done. I gave $61,500 house, wedding, school, dental, more. But you called me a load. The card showed your heart. My money goes to those who value kindness. Emma and Noah have a trust if they know me for me. Don't call for money. Prove you value me. Dad, Harold. To Tom. Tom. I saw you as a son, but you saw me as a nuisance. I paid for your life, but you mocked me. I have $240,000 and a $450,000 condo. I'm moving to Savannah for me. Stand on your own. If you see me as more, find me. Harold. I left the letters, packed, and booked a first-class ticket to Savannah. On Friday, I boarded, heart racing. As Chicago faded, I felt free. In Savannah, I rented a townhouse by the river, its porch overlooking the water where Spanish moss draped the oaks. The air smelled of salt and jasmine, and I breathed deeper than I had in years. I enrolled in a woodworking class at a community center, my hands rediscovering the joy of carving oak into tables and chairs. My instructor, Clara, a wiry woman with a quick laugh, clapped me on the back. Harry, you've got a gift, she said, admiring my first wobbly chair. I blushed, feeling alive. I volunteered at a veterans center, sharing stories with men who'd seen wars I hadn't, their eyes lighting up when I brought cookies from a recipe Ellen taught me. At the Forsyth Park Market, I sold birdhouses, each one carved with care. "Harry, these are works of art," a woman said, buying one for her garden. I choked back tears, not of pain, but of pride. 6 months later, Emma sent a note in purple crayon, "Grandpa, I miss your stories." I wrote back, promising a visit to teach her woodworking. Rachel and Tom struggled, I heard, their bills piling up. I felt a pang, but no regret. I'd taught them to take me for granted. In Savannah, I taught myself I was enough. The Savannah sun was setting, painting the river gold, when I stood on my porch, a glass of iced tea sweating in my hand. That Father's Day card, "You're a heavy load," no longer stung. It had woken me up, shown me the truth about my place in Rachel's life. But it also showed me something else. I was more than a father, more than a grandfather. I was Harold Bennett, a man with skills, stories, and a heart still beating strong. One evening, as I sanded a new birdhouse, my phone buzzed. It was Emma, her voice small through a video call. "Grandpa, can I visit you? I want to see your new house." My heart swelled, but I kept my voice steady. "Of course, sweetheart. I'll show you how to build a birdhouse. You'll love Savannah." Rachel's voice cut in, hesitant. "Dad, she's been asking for you. We didn't realize how much you did for us." She paused, her voice cracking. "That card was a mistake. I'm sorry." I leaned back, the river breeze cool on my face. "Rachel, I'm not coming back to the way things were. I've got a life here now. But if you want to be part of it, you'll need to show me I'm more than a checkbook." There was silence, then a soft, "I understand, Dad. Can we visit too?" I thought of the years I'd given $61,500, countless mornings at their house, endless love. They'd seen me as a burden, but I'd built a new world in Savannah, one where I was valued. "Come in the spring," I said. "The azaleas are beautiful then." After the call, I walked to the Veterans Center, where my friend Joe, a Vietnam vet, was waiting. "Harry, you look lighter," he said, passing me a coffee. "I am," I said, smiling. I'd been carrying myself for a change. A year later, Emma and Noah visited, their eyes wide at the sight of my townhouse, the river glinting beyond. "Grandpa, it's like a storybook." Emma squealed, hugging me tight. Rachel and Tom came too, their faces softer, humbler. We sat on the porch, the kids painting birdhouses I'd carved, while Rachel watched, her eyes misty. "Dad, we were wrong," she said quietly. "We didn't see you, not really. Can we start over?" I looked at her, the daughter I'd raised, the girl I'd sold my father's watch for. "We can try," I said. "But it's different now. I'm not just your dad. I'm Harold." She nodded, tears falling. Tom reached out, his hand hesitant. "Harold, I'm sorry too. We took you for granted." I shook his hand, firm but not warm. "Prove it," I said. "Not with words. With time." That spring, I taught Emma how to carve a simple box, her small hands steady under mine. Noah painted it blue, giggling as paint smeared his nose. Rachel helped at the market, selling my birdhouses, her pride evident. Tom fixed my porch step, unasked, his way of starting to rebuild. I didn't move back to Chicago. Savannah was my home, where I'd found my courage. The Veterans Center named a workshop after me, Harry's Haven, for my classes teaching woodworking to new vets. At the market, my birdhouses sold out, customers calling me Savannah's craftsman. I'd wake to the river's hum, walk to the park, and feel the weight of years lift. One evening, as I sat with Joe, watching the sunset, he asked, "Regret leaving Chicago?" I shook my head. I didn't leave my family. I found myself. The card's words faded, replaced by new ones, "You are enough." I'd spent decades teaching Rachel to lean on me. In Savannah, I taught myself to stand tall. At 68, I was free, my courage quiet but unshakable. This story teaches that age or relationships don't define a person's worth, self-respect and self-discovery do. When others start seeing you as a burden, Don't try to change their minds, change your own life. True courage is quiet and steady, found not in revenge, but in reclaiming your dignity and peace.